Welcome to week 12, income from business and professional activities. So this week we're going to use the information that we learned from completing the CCA assignments, and we're going to incorporate that with learning about business and professional income. So the first activity you're going to do this week is actually a Word document, and it's asking you a bunch of questions. So again, getting you to familiarize yourself with the business and professional income forms, the T2125, and reminding you as well that as a sole proprietor, the information goes on their personal tax return. So the business and professional income will be put on their T1. So we're going to use Joe Kramer as our assignment person, and we have his basic information here, as well as his financial statements under here with all the information that you will need. And this section here, the detail of liabilities and equity, that actually goes at the bottom of your T2125. So please don't forget to put that in. Okay, so as you can see, it looks like I've already created the video. I did, but my mic wasn't working, so I'm creating it again. It's been one of those days. All right, let's give this a go. So for our example, for me to demonstrate the T2125 to you, I created another individual, and her name is Ms. Another Instructor. So I've put in her birth date, which is always necessary, especially when it comes to calculating CPP. So don't forget that. She is single, and I filled in all of the relevant information down here about her wanting to be part of the census because she's a Canadian citizen, and so on and so forth. So I come over to the T1, and as you can see, and as you know, it brings all of that information forward. And scroll down, and it's showing employment income because, as I mentioned, she did work full-time. She just did this business on the side. So I did fill in all of the information from her T4. And as you can see down here, she is scheduled to get a refund of $739.23. However, because she has not paid any income tax on her professional income, she will not be getting a refund. All right, so let's come over to the T1. We'll scroll down under taxable or total income, and we see here professional income. Well, professional income, because she is providing a service, okay? She's providing bookkeeping services. So professional income is providing a service, so we will be putting it under here. If I can just click on that, those little things are just so small. There we go. Okay, so the T2125 will come over to here. So we've got the instructor's name, social insurance number. I have filled in the business number here. It's not the same as Joe's, of course. It's unique to her, so that's where you'll want to put that in. Then we've got the industry code here. I'm just going to delete that for now. So you've got a drop-down arrow, which it's just all there. However, see where it says press F6? That's because if you hit function F6, you get a search box. So we can put in bookkeeping, and we can keep going, or I can see it right here, bookkeeping. So it's going to give me the industry code there. And I have filled in the bookkeeping as the main service, and it has put in the fiscal period as well, and it is, as you can see here, the calendar year. Okay, so we don't have any internet business activities. Part 3A, business income. It does say do not complete Part 3A and 3B on the same form. Okay, so if for some reason you do have business income and you have professional income as a separate business, you would be filling out two T2125s. So for this one here, she does not have business income, she has professional income. So you click here. Okay, so the gross professional fees, including WIP and GST, HST collected. So because of the amount of money that she does have in sales, she is required to claim HST and charge her customers HST. So we're going to say that she billed 50,000. So 50,000 plus the 15% would be 57,500. Okay. Okay. So we know here it brought it down, and now we want to minus off the HST, which would be the 7,500. Okay, no work in progress. She has billed everything that she needs to bill. And we have here adjusted professional fees of 50,000, which carries down to line 8,000, which carries down to line 8299. So that is our gross professional income. Okay, cost of goods sold and gross profit we don't have because we're not selling stuff. We're providing a service. So we do not need to fill that in, but that's where all of the information about your cost of goods sold would be included. Okay, so now we have our net income. So it brought down our gross profit. So now we start filling in the different expenses that we have. We're going to say that she didn't do any advertising. Maybe she has insurance of $600. Let's say that she had office stationery and supplies for $500. And let's say rent of $6,000. I'm going to keep it pretty minimal. Okay, so salaries, wages, and benefits. She didn't have any of these. Remember that you as the owner cannot take money out of the company as a salary or a wage. It has to be done as a withdrawal. So unless you have employees, there'd be nothing on that line. And then here we have telephone and utilities. I'll say 200, and we have electricity. So let's say 300. So that gives us a total of 500. I think the amount, that's new that they've separated it out like that. So the amount that you have for Kramer in the financial statements that he has, it's lumped together. Just split it out as two separate amounts. Pick the amounts that you want to use and just fill it in. Okay, so the capital cost allowance. So again, I'm going to right click there and I'm going to go to the summary. So this is the form you are used to seeing from the assignment. The assignment did not address the DIEP, meaning that you can depreciate the expense all in 1 year. So we are going to scroll down in area B, and again we need to fill this in. Let's say that she bought some office equipment. So we have to go to the first asset. So that's asset number 1, right? And then if you want to scroll over here, that gives you the ability to fill in asset number 2. And if you look here, it's giving you a summary of them. Right now it's on, if I click there, it's on the new one. But if I scroll back here, it's going to go back up and it's going to highlight that that's under class 8. Okay, so I'm going to say office equipment, personal amount is none. Date of acquisition, 2023-04-05. Okay, so office equipment falls into the category where it can be immediately expensed, okay? Designated immediate expensing property. But if it was a building, that would not be the case. Okay, so our total cost is, let's say, $6,000. Okay, and then that's all we need to fill in there. So now we want to go over to see details of the CCA calculation for this item over on T2125 CCA. So we're going to click there. Okay, so it has carried over the Class 8, acquired before January 2017, no. Terminal loss, no. Description, office equipment. Okay. There were no claims from prior years. There's nothing else that needs to be filled in here. You may want to have a look through it though to help you understand it a little bit better. And then we are going to come over to the summary. So you can see it has filled in the information about the office equipment here. We'll scroll up to the top and it has filled it in here as well. Okay, so it's saying immediately expensing. So therefore there is no undepreciated capital cost. So we come back over to the T2125. You can see it's filled in the 6,000 here. So it is saying that the total expenses that she had was $13,600. So therefore the net income is $36,400. Let's keep scrolling down, see if there's any other information we need to fill in. If it was a partnership, capital cost allowance, and that's for the partner. Calculating business use of home expenses. So if you didn't have a separate office and you were running the business from your home, this is where you would input all of the information about your home expenses. Okay, so the fact that we rent a place, that's why I'm using this information up here. But if we weren't renting a place and we were using part of our home, then it would go here. And then you would actually calculate here, area of home used for business and then total area of the home, and it would allocate accordingly. So then if you have any other partner names, and then this is the section down here that I mentioned, Part 9, Details of Equity. So this is where you would put any of your business's debt, any withdrawals or drawings that you took for the year, and any investments. The capital contributions would go there. So now you can see as well that she owes a little over $14,000, but not bad considering that she brought in all of that extra income. All right, so we'll go back over to the T1. So you can see here it has brought the $50,000 in. It's bringing the net income and filling out the remainder of her form. Let's see what else we have here of interest. Keep scrolling through all of our deductions, CPP and EI that came off her paycheck. Net federal tax we have here. We could also look at our NS 428 and see how much tax she had to pay there. And because she paid the CPP through her actual job, she's not required to pay the CPP on her self-employment, but if she wanted to, she could. And then you see down here the amount owing, the amount that's been paid in, and therefore the balance that she's owing overall. Hope this helps, and honestly, I'm really hoping that this did record properly. Thanks, everyone.